Hey dudes and dudesses! Sup? I guess by now you have heard about 2012, right? Well, Drumbone, your intrepid reporter, is here to clear up all the hype. The Mayans were so correct, but so wrong. They were off by 712 years, dudes. They said civilization would end in 2012. Their civilization ended. That part they got right. But it ended in the 1300s, 712 years earlier than they figured. So much for Mayan math. Now the Chinese I Ching, or Book of Changes, supposedly indicates that civilization ends in 2012 as well. A Western researcher, using a grid, placed the hexagrams on a linear timeline, and by 2012, civilization ends. The problem is that the Chinese work off a cyclic time base, not a linear time base. So I see a problem right there. The I Ching is this handy little volume which helps tell the future. It has 64 hexagrams, and each hexagram has an explanation of what it may mean for your future. So, I say, let's ask the I Ching. Will civilization end in 2012? Now you take 3 coins and toss them 6 different times. If they come up more heads than tails, you draw a broken line. If they come up more tails than heads, you draw a straight line. Well, I asked the question of the I Ching. I tossed the coins 6 different times. And the hexagram that came up was the joyous lake. And its judgment was success. Well, that's enough for me. It must be true. But you know, doomsday scenarios are such a bummer. So I decided to check one other source before I threw in the towel. And that source is Carol Bolt's tome, The Book of Answers. Now, with the Book of Answers, you ask the question, say, will civilization end in 2012? And when you're ready, you open the book at random and receive your answer. The answer that I received was seek out more options. Wow, that's more like it. Well. Seek other options. Now that's good direction. And here is an option I've been thinking about. Depending which calendar you use, December 21st, 2012 happens at different times. The Gregorian calendar's 2012 is the Chinese calendar's 4710, the year of the dragon, and the Jewish calendar's 5770. That means that for the Chinese and the Jews, 2012 has already happened. Wouldn't you know it, the Gregorians are late for the party again. Oh yes, the science. Now that is where it's happening. On December 21st, 2012, the Earth will be in alignment with the Sun and the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Now the Mayans figured that out some time ago, around 600. They also figured out that there was a black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, something our scientists have just discovered within the last 5 years. This alignment happens every 25,800 years. So if you're planning to be here for the next one, you'd better pump up on some vitamins or something. The real issue is how this planetary alignment with the Sun and the center of our galaxy will affect the Earth. At that point, the scientists have predicted possible scenarios. But so had the Mayans. The answer is no one knows. Now that is not exactly settling, is it? Well, don't worry. Drumbone has asked Tubularsock for a definitive solution. Just in case all these doomsday predictions might have some validity, we need a surefire way to protect ourselves. As Tubularsock says, in our world today, we no longer have any virgins left to sacrifice to the gods to save us from disaster. But in place of a virgin, we do have the symbol of ultimate evil, Dick Cheney. And the great thing about that is that we don't have to rip his heart out of his body, only his battery. And thus we'll all be saved. Amen.